Hey, it's the end of NaNoWriMo. It is November the 30th, and this is it. This is the final end of National Novel Writing Month, where in the month of November, those who picked up the challenge, including the my fellow writers on the Voxer group that I've been participating in, take up the challenge of trying to write 50,000 words in the month of November towards a novel of some sort. A lot of people in my Voxer group, there's good hunk that who've made it and got manuscripts or are still continuing on with their manuscripts. There are people in my thing that are like, hey, I have a great novella here, which, and they basically they had said like, look, I got what I want. I stopped there. So successes all around. I think, even if you got a fragment and you just got the experience of writing, that was great. For myself, I am a grinder. I wrote, 30 days straight with 2,240 word average, usually trying to get myself over 2,000 for the day, sometimes getting more. At the moment, I'm at 67,207 words. I haven't finished the book yet, the novel, the whatever yet. So, I'm going to be continuing on, just chipping away, writing each day. Finish it up. Hopefully, finish it up not too far into December. I don't have it's not a really big story. It's just taking a little while here. The ending keeps on receding, so I'm working on that. Trying not to get distracted. So yeah, it's been a fun experience. It's been a grind as well. It's not one of those things of you wake up some days and you really don't feel like doing this. I have really appreciated, perhaps it's just, I think a lot of people find that is like when you're writing your first draft, you need to kind of just keep on going, get the stream going, and just keep linking, making the links, excuse me, making the links, if you do a bit and then you go a couple of weeks and then you've kind of lost the track of the story. So this way, I've definitely kept track of the story. I've got my handy outline here, which is also was a big help. Thanks to Steve for needling me into doing Preptober, even though if at the very beginning of the month, I went, actually, I'm going to do something else. Steve, of course, is one of the people who did complete his novel. Planned it so carefully, at least he's so smart in his head that basically he engineered it so he was finished at 50,000 words. So he's done. Now I'm not quite sure. I'm curious to hear what Steve's plans are going forward. He's got a manuscript. He seemed to be kind of like, I did that. I enjoyed that. Now I'm going to put that aside. It's like, Steve, aren't you going to edit that and publish it? I'm curious minds want to know, Steve. So, as for myself, I'm going to write this, and yeah, to me, I think the big challenge is I've won NaNoWriMo a lot of times. This is not to brag. It's just, I'm a grinder. I just do that. Putting out the words each day, whether I'm inspired or not, whether they're very good or not, I can do. And I think that's important, especially for a first draft. It is editing that is the hard thing for me. I have an internal editor and he's not a nice fellow. So my goal is to find a sympathetic editor somewhere inside of this noggin and use him or her to kind of come up with a second draft, as to try and, I've got this giant shambling monstrosity because I'm not going to be one of these horrible people who writes a first draft and then just sends it out to people. Unless, of course, you're one of these people who can write incredibly careful first drafts that are meticulously crafted right from the get-go, and then you can just present it. That's not me. I can get out lots of words a day. However, the result is something that I know I need to go back now and first hammer into a story, then hammer into actual, coherent sentences, and go from there. So that's been NaNoWriMo for me. It's been really good. I took sort of about a year off of writing, basically because of my last NaNoWriMo. I got a whole big manuscript as well, but I never went anywhere with it. This year I do feel a little bit better about that, like, okay, I'm going to finish the novel. I am finished the first draft of the novel, and then I'm going to take a breath and then circle back and read what I have and try and engage, yes, the sympathetic editor. They always talk about the sympathetic reader, sympathetic editor as well, to say, okay, Jade, you've made this. You know, it's not perfect. It's a first draft. What's the next step? How can you make it better? And that's just my goal, is just like, okay, I made a first draft. Let's try and make a slightly better second draft and go from there, and work on that until I get to a point where I go, okay, there's something that's actually complete, at least in my mind. And then I'll, as in the immortal words of Lester Pearson, I'll jump off that bridge when I get to it, for whatever the step is after that. So yes, happy NaNoWriMo to everybody. Whether you been just kind of watching and, you know, cheering on fellow writers in your own life, whether you're somebody who started a project, but, you know, it just, you know, for whatever reasons, life got in the way, or just it wasn't the time, you weren't able to complete, you got some words, that's awesome. Or if completed, great. And you can join me in then hopefully trying to, like, okay, you've made this, what can you now make of it? We've got the piece of granite. It's kind of in a rough shape. You can vaguely see a figure in it. Now let's chip away at it and try and get more stuff. I think I'm stealing from Rachel there, Rachel Mauro. I think may have had some wise words on the whole. A first draft is like is like a sculpture, which she may have been quoting from somewhere else. And like that first draft, you've chipped away some of the marble. Now you need to keep on going to find the actual figure, if you're a figurative sculptor in there. All right, I'm just babbling because it's been a month. All right, more videos later.